Welcome to another episode of the 2024 recap series where I give you the best, the worst things that I've learned in 2024. Today's episode is about the best discoveries of the year. This will include fragrances, makeup, and skincare. I know most of you are here for the fragrances and we are going to start by fragrances, but I will love it if you stay around till the end of this video. When I say best discoveries, when it comes to fragrances in particular, what I mean is fragrances that are underrated or fragrances that are on the market for quite a long time and I don't know, I didn't test them for one reason or another. And as every year, I'm going to talk about brands, affordable, expensive, private lines, and also fragrances in particular. So let's start by the brand. And I have to say, the brand of this year, the best discovery I did is of course Jane. I've tested a Levant, which is one of the best discoveries of the year, but she introduced me to the world of Jane and I am totally in love. Everything that I have tested, I loved, even if they are scents that are not for me. Personally, I appreciated the elegance. Like this is like another Chanel for me. This is how much I love this brand. It is absolutely outstanding. Stay tuned. I am going to upload the first impression on this brand coming January as the first episode of my British brands series. Yes, next year is going to be dedicated to British brands and I hope also to include US brands. This brand is just like what I imagine British elegance is. And this is my cat, sorry. And it is so refreshing to find these classic, elegant formulation. All the new fragrances are all about gourmand or are extremely synthetic. This is like the modern perfumery and I don't like it, to be honest. Like I can appreciate some, but I don't like this overload of synthetic, fruity, sweet, gourmand fragrances. I'm not here for it. But I am for elegance, for sophistication, for complexity, for abstract fragrances. This is what I love, and Jane just represents everything that I love in perfumery. So this brand has to get the best discovery of the year. Now, I cheated a little bit and I included another brand. I have been testing Italian brands now for 2 years. Some are well known, some are a little bit not so known. You will find in the description down below the playlist of all the Italian brands that I have tested in these 2 years. So I decided to include the best discovery this year when it comes to Italian brands. And it was the easiest thing to do because it has to go to the Merchant of Venice. This brand is spectacular. I love it. I was, again, like with Jane, I was going into the brand and I was like, I hope it's not again this synthetic mess. And it isn't. It is a niche brand, but their fragrances are very, very, very easygoing for the majority. Very elegant and I just was wowed by this brand. It has become one of my absolute favorite niche brands. I have a lot of their fragrances on my wish list and I hope maybe by next year I can include some of the fragrances that I've tested. I fell in love with the Queen of Night, Arabesque, Rosa Moceniga, like a lot of fragrances. So this is just an example and I will do my best to do a buying guide on this brand because it really needs the spotlight because it is absolutely stunning. Stunning brand and highly recommend to test their fragrances. And let's move to private collection. And at first I was like, there is no private collection that I didn't test yet. I've tested Yves Saint Laurent, Armani, Lancôme. Like the majority of my fragrances are actually from private collections. But I remembered that this year I tested more of Van Cleef and Arpels. Now, the jury is out there. Is this considered designer fragrance or like the private line? And I'm talking about the whole line where there is Orchidée Vanille and California Reverie. I decided to include it as a private collection because they have other fragrances that are not belonging to this line. So maybe I cheated a little bit, sorry, but I would say this is the lines that I discovered this year. I had Orchid Vanille, I've tested also Bois de Riz, California Reverie, but this year I got more into the brand, and I have to say, maybe not all the fragrances are for me personally, but I like the aesthetic and I love also the fragrances. And maybe, again, not all of them are for me, but I can enjoy them from an objective point of view. My favorite one, as you all know, is Orchid Vanille, which I can't get because my cat is on my lap and will not move. So I've talked about Orchid Vanille many times. It is a gorgeous soft vanilla fragrance. If you're looking for a cozy vanilla or a vanilla that is suitable for an everyday use for the office, highly recommend it. Now let's get to designer, and unfortunately this year I can't name anything. Not fragrances, we are talking about a brand or a line specifically from a designer house that I tested or I discovered. And I have to say, when it comes to designer fragrances, I have nothing to discover anymore. I think I've tested everything possible. But the only lines that I still want to test more of is from Prada, the Infusion line from Prada. This line really intrigues me. I like Infusion de Riz, and I've tested some, and I love, again, the softness, like the aesthetic again, but I didn't test enough. So maybe next year I will test more from this line, but for this year, I have nothing. Let's talk about affordable fragrances. And I struggled to remember, did I try any affordable brands this year? Then I remembered, and again, I'm cheating just a little bit. I've tested Middle Eastern fragrances. So I have already 2 episodes of testing affordable and viral Middle Eastern fragrances. You will find it in the description down below. And the hype with Middle Eastern fragrances is getting bigger and bigger. And I predict it's going to be the fragrances to talk about next year and maybe for years to come. From the viral fragrances that I've tested, I have to say I was very underwhelmed. So technically they are niche fragrances, but again, I'm going to put it as affordable fragrances. And mostly I tested from Latafa. This is the brand that is mostly known. Sorry, but I did not enjoy any of Latafa's fragrances. Not to the point that I would say this is a discovery. I enjoyed Khamra and Khamra Qahwa. Still, there is something missing. There are only 2 fragrances that I would consider a discovery. And these are Sharaf Oud Tanka from Swiss Arabian and Sharaf blend from Zemaya. This is the closest dupe of Angel Share, and also this is a dupe that smells expensive. This is so good. So you have the same DNA of Angel Share, but here you have more nutmeg and you don't have the boozy touch. The sweetness comes from dates, and I happen to love dates in fragrances, so I really enjoy this fragrance. When it comes to Sharaf Oud Tonka, what I love about it is that it is not a beast. It is not a very loud in your face like a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances. This is more of a soft experience. It's vanilla, it's almondy. It is the perfect dupe for Velvet Tonka from BDK. The only difference is the opening. The opening between these 2 is quite different. The dry down is almost identical. So I'm very happy to have this fragrance, and I would recommend it, but don't expect a beast or something loud. This is more of a soft, a blanket of almond and powdery vanilla, I would say. So these were the best discoveries when it comes to affordable fragrances. Let's talk about the fragrances that I've discovered this year. And of course, Levant from, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, because I don't know, is it English or is it French? I don't know, sometimes brands mix between English and French and I get confused and I don't know even if this is a word that can be pronounced in French. So sorry for any mispronunciation. This fragrance deserves The hype deserves everything. It is a spectacular, a wonderful orange blossom fragrance that is fresh, that is so feminine. This is one of the most feminine fragrances I have ever smelled. I know orange blossom is not my note, but this fragrance made me change my mind completely, because it is one of the best fresh orange blossom fragrances I've ever tested. It's that good. It has a little bit of peony. It has some, to my nose, a little bit of Petalia. It is a fresh, musky orange blossom, but I don't know. Again, when it comes to Ormond Jane, elegance. Again, like Chanel, I don't know. It's the blend. It's like how they do their fragrances. It is so elegant and so feminine, and I highly, highly recommend that fragrance. Again, on my wish list. And it is the best discovery, I would say, from 2024. Now, I have an honorable mention because this is a fragrance that is technically released this year, but it is so good that I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it. And it is Encore une fois from Infiniment Coty Paris. Now, I have to Google because I need to see the pronunciation of this fragrance. So let's see.
Encore une fois.
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 Encore une fois. Did I do a good job? Please tell me I did. Anyway, this fragrance is so good, so good. And I can't believe that I'm going to say it. But I think this is a better version of Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain. They have a lot of similarities. Of course, Spiritus Double Vanille has this airiness, has more of a smoky touch. It's also more complex. And the elegance of Spiritus Double Vanille, I would say, is unmatched. Not that this one is not elegant. It is definitely one of the most elegant vanilla fragrances I have tested. But it's so good. I can't wait to have this fragrance in my collection. Yes, it is on my wish list, and I think this is the top, like number one to buy. Encore une fois. Maybe I forgot. Encore une fois. Then Levant from Ormond Jane. Like these two are on the top of my list as the best fragrances, as the fragrances that I want for next year for sure. Now, let's talk about notes. And usually every year I have like a note that I am obsessed with. I can't say that this year I have an obsession with a note, but I found myself gravitating toward two notes that usually are not the floral notes that I go to, and that is the rose and orange blossom. When it comes to rose, I found myself really wanting the rose, especially fresh musky rose in my collection during summer, and I used them over jasmine fragrances. Jasmine was always my go-to floral, my favorite floral note, but this year I have to say I switched to rose. I still love jasmine, don't get me wrong, but I really fell in love with rose all over again somehow. When it comes to orange blossom, it is like a new discovery for me because I always hated orange blossom. I don't like this sharp sweetness in it, and I'm not a fan of neroli. But when I tested M. Micallef Eau Féminin, something just happened, and I started to warm up to orange blossom. That is also one of the best fragrances, but it is again a 2024 release. So I'm going to talk about these fragrances in the best releases of 2024. Stay tuned for that. Or if I did upload that video already, you will find it in the description down below. So that fragrance made me absolutely fall in love again with orange blossom somehow, and I started even to use some orange blossom fragrances that I have in my collection as a decant or samples. Like I started to use Valaya, Fleur Narcotique, and now Levant. So I am warming up to orange blossom. I can't say that the sweet, like gourmand orange blossom are my favorites. They are not. Still, I have issues with the scent profile, But I am warming up, so who knows, maybe for next year it's going to be the note of the 2025. These were my best discoveries when it comes to the fragrance world. And I know you are here for the fragrances, but I would love if you stick till the end. Now I am going to talk about makeup. And it is now the second year that I am not buying a lot of makeup products because I found like I have so many that I can't finish. So I was trying more to finish the things that I already have in my collection. However, I have an obsession with mascara. Let me tell you, there is something wrong with me. I may have tested maybe 50 mascaras till now for years and years, and still I can't find the one. I have a problem because you can see I have deep set eyes, so my lashes hit this bone here and usually they smudge. I've tested waterproof mascara. I have tested also some techniques like putting a little bit of powder. Nothing works. So it's either it doesn't smudge but I don't like the mascara, like how it looks on my lashes, or it smudges. I like the effect but it smudges. Like finding the perfect mascara is a hustle. I have some that are, I would say, the top of the category, but the mascara I did not find till now, until this year. And frankly, only 2 days ago, it's the mascara that I'm wearing today, and I am in love, and I didn't expect because I tested other mascaras from this brand and they did not work for me. And I'm talking about the new Huda Beauty One Coat Wow mascara. And it is one coat wow, like it is true to its name. It is I was like, and usually even mascaras, you know, when they are fresh, you don't like very much because it's a little bit wet. It gave me a volume, it lifts, like I'm in love. It's exactly how I like, and giving me this fluffy lashes that are not too like dense. I don't know how to explain myself, but it's the mascara I'm wearing today and I love it. And before that mascara, I was about to talk about another one, but this is better, I have to say. The one that I wanted to talk about was the Size Up from Sephora. This is just a mini that I got. Yeah, by the way, the one from Huda Beauty I got with the advent calendar. So this one I got like as a gift with purchase, and I've left it for maybe a year, and I don't know. I was never a fan of Sephora's mascaras that I've tested in the past, and I don't know, one day I decided to give it a try. Love it. It is volumizing. It is different to the one from Huda Beauty. It gives me volume, it gives me the effects that I want, but it does smudge just a little bit. Now, this is only my issue because of my deep set eyes. But for someone who doesn't, it will not. It's just because it hits this bone, and unfortunately, like after 6 hours, I will find this part totally black. Another mascara related item is the primer from Sky High. Again, I bought it like out of curiosity, to be honest, not expecting a lot, because I am going to say something very controversial. I am not a fan of the Sky High mascara. I love to use it in my bottom lashes, but on my upper lashes it does nothing. It's more of a natural effect on me. It does absolutely nothing for my lashes. But this primer, oh my god, does this work? Absolutely beautiful. Now let's get to brows, and I am not an expert with brows. It has been years, and till now I can't figure out how to deal with my brows. Usually I go for Benefits products. This year they were dethroned because this is a product that I bought out of curiosity, not thinking a lot about, and oh my god, do I love it. I love it more than the Gimme Brow. From Benefits, this is the Infallible Brows, and the wand is the best part of it. This is the wand. Sometimes I only use this and my brows look amazing. Now let's move to concealers, and although we are talking about the best discoveries of the year, I have also a worst discovery of the year, and it's very hyped. I saw no one talk bad about this product, but it did not work for me. Now let's talk first about the best product, and it is the L'Oreal Aqua Parfait, or this is Radiant Serum Concealer. And I knew that I am going to love it because I love the foundation, like the Serum foundation, and this is everything that I have expected. However, there is something that I don't like about it, that it is not enough for me. If I'm going for a full makeup look like I'm wearing today, this does not cut it, even if I use a color corrector. Now like my under eyes are a big problem of mine, but I love this one if I want to do a very soft makeup look, like a no makeup look, or if I have particularly a very bad day and I want to conceal a little bit of my under eyes and maybe not wearing anything but this. It works because it looks like skin. It is absolutely seamless, like the Serum foundation. You don't detect this. Absolutely beautiful, and will highly recommend it for mature skin. Now, the one that is going to be very controversial is the Natasha Denona concealer. Oh my god, a lot of people like really, I saw no one talk bad about this product, and I love Natasha Denona, so I had high expectations. And first, when I applied it, I was like, wow. It has almost like this stretchy consistency to it, which I thought will work beautifully under my eyes because of the wrinkles. I have mature skin, so I need this stretch. It looks good for about an hour, and then it starts to disappear. And I've tried everything. Like, I changed my prep, so the cream and the stuff I use under my eyes. I tried it with color corrector, without color corrector. I've tried to change the powder. It doesn't work for me. This really disappears, not totally, but it starts to disappear after an hour, and I find myself with darkness under my eyes, and this just defeats the purpose for me. I am going to keep it because it is an expensive concealer, and I am going to use it, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there is something wrong with me. So tell me in the comments down below, did you try this concealer? What is your experience with it? Another discovery for me, it's an old product, but discovery for me is the Makeup by Mario bronzer stick. This is so good. I've tried the one from Rare Beauty. I hated that. Everyone loves it. I hate it. I decluttered it. The colors are not exactly what I'm looking for, and it looked on me a little bit muddy, patchy in a way. I did not like it. And there are a lot of contour sticks, cream contours on the market that are that blend like a dream. So I didn't even bother to get another color or to give it another try. So I decided this year to go with the Makeup by Mario one, and I love it. Again, it is this very like butter. It glides on your skin. The colors are right. Like, you can see this is made by a makeup artist. You can see it in the undertones, in everything. I have it in light medium, and I will definitely, like, look at that. This is the easiest bronzer to use. So beautiful. I am thinking about getting another color, maybe more for contour, or another color that is a little bit darker for summer. This is how much I love this product. It is a discovery, but it's not a surprise exactly. I expected that this is going to be a good product, and it is. Moving to lipsticks. I love lipsticks. Like mascara. I am obsessed with mascaras and lipsticks, a little bit also with bronzers, by the way, but I have it under control because they are a little bit more expensive. But when it comes to lipsticks and mascara, I go crazy. So I would say the formula, not the color, the formula that I discovered this year is this one. This is, again, from L'Oreal, I think, and it's called, I think, the Matte Resistance. It's a matte lipstick that has more of a moussey consistency. It glides so beautiful, and I love the applicator. It's so easy to apply even without any lip liner. I love it. It is dry, but I mean, this is something that I expect with any matte lipsticks. So I love this one. I love also the colors. This is worth it. And I have two other colors in my collection. Let's move to powders. And again, this is a sample that I had for a long time. And now I am so upset because it is a great powder and it was in my collection for a while and I didn't test it. This is the Makeup Forever HD powder, Ultra HD powder. Like, this is an old product. Everyone knows about it and no one talks about it anymore because it's not a new release. It is perfect. I love this powder. I loved it. Since I've tested it, I am using it constantly. Now, I don't use it under my eyes. I mean, I can, but this is not the product for under the eyes. This is for the face and it is so finely milled. It looks like nothing. And when you have mature skin, powders can be a little bit challenging, but this one is just amazing. Highly recommended. I have also a blush discovery. And again, it's a sample that I have for like this is the theme of this video. Maybe because I didn't buy a lot of products, so I got the chance to use all these samples that I have, and I have a lot, like it's out of control. And the ones that I've tested and I fell in love with is this one. This is Krista from Benefit. Oh my god, is this good? This is so beautiful. Like the tone of this blush, I don't know, it's rosy, but it has a hint, like a hint of coral, and it looked amazing on me. I loved it, and I am getting this blush for sure. Let's move to skincare, and the first product I'm going to talk about is the Cica Sleeping Mask from Laneige. I've tested the other one, the blue one, but I did not like it. It did nothing. While this one, oh, this is the best. And I have to admit, I didn't try a lot of sleeping masks, but from the ones that I've tried, this is the best. Just hands down. When I wear this before going to bed, the next morning I wake up and my skin just feels beautiful. It's hydrated, it's smooth. It is incredible. Another product that was, I would say, the best discovery when it comes to serum. It is from Biosense and it has the same ingredient as my go-to serum, so peptides plus copper. I'm using the one from The Ordinary. I tried that one. I think it was in an advent calendar, so I tried it and it is amazing because I already filled my empties, so it already threw out the bottles, but I am going to leave a picture of it here. It is more hydrating because it has squalene. It just has more going on. My skin felt plump and it is expensive, I have to say, but I really enjoyed it. Am I going to repurchase it? No, I am going to stick with The Ordinary because it is a little bit too expensive for a product that I use daily. But it is an absolute wonderful serum and it is the best discovery when it comes to serums this year. Let's talk about lip balms, and I've tested so many. A lot are great, don't get me wrong. I've asked you in my Vlogmas if you want a lip balm video and a lot of you said yes. I will try to film it as soon as I can. The lip balm that I would say is the discovery of this year, so not in general, but this year, is the Ole Henriksen one. Again, I can't get it and I can't move because of the cat, but it is an absolute stunning lip balm. It is a fantastic lip balm. It hydrates. I use it before going to bed. When I wake up, it's still there and my lips are plump and beautiful. A last skincare product that I have to mention is the Beauty of Joseon Ginseng Moist Sun Serum, and I already finished it, so I don't have it anymore. This one is just the most comfortable sunscreen I have ever tested. It sinks into your skin. It leaves like a little bit of a glow, but not too much. You know, sometimes the glow can be a little bit too much. It's not glass skin. This is like oily skin or greasy skin. This is not it. So it has this nice effect. I can layer it. It sinks into the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. I can layer it the whole day and I feel nothing on my skin. Absolutely stunning, especially for summer. The perfect sunscreen for summer. But it has ginseng. It smells like ginseng. Like when you apply it, you will smell ginseng. I think I am sensitive to ginseng. Not to the point that my skin will break out or it will be extremely red, but like I can feel that my skin is not okay. And it happened with another product that has ginseng in it. So if you are not sensitive to ginseng, this is the best sunscreen I have ever tried, and I've tried a lot, like a lot. So this is definitely the best discovery when it comes to skincare. And these were all the products that I've discovered this year: fragrances, makeup, and skincare. Please tell me in the comments down below, what is your best discovery when it comes to fragrances, makeup, or skincare? Looking forward to see your comments down below. I know this is a fragrance channel, so usually we talk about fragrances, but if you can give me a tip about maybe a skincare product or a makeup product that you love, I will highly appreciate it. I hope you liked this video and you found it helpful, and if you did, I would highly appreciate it if you give me a thumb up. That will help me really a lot, and I will know that you enjoy these kind of content. By the way, if you like this one, you will find the playlist linked down below, so you can binge watch all the rest of the 2024 recap series. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.